Hey everybody, Ash here with Gents, back with my wife Chelsea, who looks a little bit different from the last time that you saw her because she's got this short haircut now, the short do. So today we're going to be taking a look at 10 compliment getting fragrances, both the opening and the dry down. You're going to smell them and you're going to rate them 1 to 10 and see how these shake out, which ones are your favorite and which ones are your least favorite. Technically there's 11 because I threw a wild card in here, but 10 looks better in like a title. Yeah, I technically lied to you already. So let's go ahead and jump into this and we'll go one by one. You'll figure out what these fragrances are and you'll give them a smell and rate them. Let's do it. Yeah. This whole lineup is kind of a mix. There are a couple here that are older. Most of these are gonna be newer type fragrances though. The first one is Dior Sauvage Parfum. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the opening on a tester strip. We already have the dry down. I'm gonna hand you the opening first, then the dry down, and you can give us a 1 to 10. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
Ooh, what a nice atomizer. So here's the opening. Give that a smell first.
Yeah, I really do like Christian Dior's atomizers though.
Yes.
They do put out a really nice spray. I mean, honestly. All right.
And here's the dry down.
Obviously, I can see why it's on the list for compliment getting. It would be a crowd pleaser. The dry down is significantly lighter than the opening. I don't know if that just means that it's one that kind of wears off and you have to refresh it every so often.
It doesn't have a whole lot of projection.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. And that's one of the issues that I have with that one. Because retail, that's $150.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty expensive for, so then you would kind of have to like almost like bring like a little mini bottle around somewhere and, you know, kind of like refreshing up if you're gonna go out to dinner or something.
Yeah. Otherwise it's just gonna kind of linger.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a really big projector. Like the original Eau de Toilette, which you like, the first one that came out.
Yeah.
That one projects really hard, but this one not so much. So,
yeah. So since we're doing 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I'm just gonna kind of, you know, lower the points down a little bit just because that dry down was so light. But it was, I mean, the opening smells really good. Next
up is this one, Dolce Gabbana K for King. So here's the opening.
I do really like the bottle.
You like the bottle?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool looking.
Okay, I mean, if you like it, you like it.
What, do you think it's lame?
I think it's tacky. Not my favorite bottle.
I mean, I can understand that. The crown, it's cute.
Yeah, I hate the crown. So I guess different strokes for different folks. And here's the dry down.
Again, it's kind of also like a lighter on the dry down. It's really sweet in the opening. I am going to give that, I'll give it an 8.5 as well.
Gonna tie it with Sauvage.
Yep.
So that fragrance, I hate.
Okay.
I hate that fragrance. I think it's basically
apparently you hate everything about it. You hate the bottle, you don't like the fragrance, so.
I think that's like one of the worst smelling blue fragrances in my opinion. I don't like the way it smells, especially through the mid. It kind of.
Yeah.
But if you think it's an 8.5,
yeah.
What are you gonna do? Oh, you already saw what the next one is, I guess.
I did, yeah.
Well, I'm talking to them. You obviously see what they are. So yeah, Versace Eros. So let me just spray the opening here.
The opening smells really good. I like the dry down too. I'm gonna have to give that one a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Just ever so slightly better.
I like that one. The dry down is a little bit more kind of reaching. It's a little bit more heavy on the dry down.
It projects further.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, I'm gonna give that a little bit more.
Sweet, very sweet, right? That's a really well-known club fragrance.
Yeah.
So it projects out. It's kind of loud, sweet, gets attention, draws compliments.
Yeah.
So that's why it's in this list. Yeah. Next up is Ferragamo Uomo Urban Feel. So this is the newest in the Uomo line. Hand you the opening.
I don't know that I've ever smelled this one, have I?
No, I don't think so.
It smells good. I like it. All right, give me that dry down.
Here you go.
Ooh, I really like that dry down. I think I might like the dry down more than I like the opening. I'm gonna give that a 9 as well. I feel like the dry down is what obviously that you smell the longest, and I think it smells better than the opening maybe. So
Yeah, there's a good amount of ambroxan in that, which is used a lot in blue versatile type fragrances. There's bergamot in there. So yeah, it's gonna be like a sweet, fresh, slightly fruity kind of fragrance.
Yeah, I like that one.
Really sweet in the opening too. Urban feel. Yeah,
You said it's brand new, right?
Yeah, this came out this year. This is basically like their blue fragrance, which you can tell by the bottle.
Yeah.
Next up, we're gonna take a look at the new Invictus Legend. So, come on, atomizer. Here's the opening. Give that a smell.
I do really enjoy watching the Invictus commercials or seeing like the Invictus posters.
Oh, what with the guy with like the trophy? So tacky. I think that for you, the tackier than the better. You're just like, oh, that's a tacky bottle. That looks cool.
It smells good. I like it.
No understated classiness for you. Just the dry down.
Dry down, very light, very sweet on the opening.
It's kind of like par for the course for the whole Invictus line. The sweetness.
Yeah. I really, really like this opening. I mean, thoroughly enjoy this opening. I think I'm gonna have to say a 9.5.
So really digging the Invictus Legend.
The opening on that is so good. I mean, the dry down is, you know, it's okay. It's probably for me would be one of those where I would prefer to have just like a little mini bottle of it or something and just kind of spray it on if I'm going to be out for a long time.
You just want to smell the opening over and over all day.
Yeah.
So you must be a fan of the Invictus line in general.
Yeah, well,
I know your brother is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he went through a full bottle of Invictus Aqua, maybe? Or Invictus Intense, and now has Invictus Aqua.
Yeah.
Yeah, so runs in the family. Next up, we're gonna take a look at Missoni Parfum. So this has a good atomizer too.
Does it?
Yeah, see, look at that.
Oh yeah,
quality.
Nice. I think this is one that I've not smelled before either.
I don't think so. So there's your opening.
I like that opening.
Need you dry down.
I like the dry down too. Really subtle in the dry down. Very masculine in the dry down. And very sweet. Oh, this is a really good one. I don't even know that I've ever seen that fragrance before.
I've had it for a little bit.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just haven't paid attention with, you know, all the bottles
It's understandable.
that you have.
Yeah.
And I really like this one too. I'm gonna have to give that one a 9.5 as well.
Well, okay. We're just,
think that one's
we're
just
just
a-
working up. in terms of
Yeah, it just
numbers.
keeps getting better and better.
So that one is similar to Bleu de Chanel.
Okay.
It's got a similarity to Bleu de Chanel, but it's much more affordable. And that's a tester. That's why it has no cap. It should technically have like a magnetic cap.
Yeah.
If I would have purchased the full presentation, but I
So
didn't.
how much would that bottle normally run?
I think that one's like in that $30, $35 range.
Okay, so yeah, more affordable definitely.
Yeah.
And smells good.
Yeah, as long as you buy it from discounters.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you buy it retail, obviously it's not going to be that cheap. But
Yeah.
Next up is a little bit of a curveball. This one is different than most of these other fragrances. This one is Hugo Boss The Scent Parfum. This one should smell a little different than most of the ones you've been smelling.
Okay.
So here's the opening.
Throwing me a curveball, I see.
A little bit.
Oh yeah. All the other ones have been very sweet and light kind of.
You mean like a versatile kind of
Yeah.
sweet, fresh,
Yeah.
more typical modern masculine kind of scent.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one is it's thick.
Here's the dry
Like
down.
that's
It
probably
comes
the
across
best.
denser. Yeah.
It's probably the best way I can describe it is thick. Like this is a very thick fragrance.
That's what she said. Doesn't really work because you threw fragrance on the end. Yeah, so that one has iris in it, as well as Meninka fruit, which is used in all of the scent fragrances. So it's got a different kind of exotic fruitiness, if you want to call it that.
I like this one, but I like, as far as like compliment getting and stuff, I like some of the other ones better. So I'm actually gonna give this one a 7.5.
Oh, rest in peace. What's funny is out of these that, oh, I almost dropped my pen. Out of these that you've smelled so far, just as a personal fragrance that I would like to wear for myself, I probably like that one the most out of the ones that you've smelled so far.
Yeah.
But I also figured that that one wouldn't do as well because it's going up against your more typical
Crowd
compliment
pleasing.
getting, mass appealing kind of fragrances. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Yeah.
that's what it's up against. And
Well, when you get like women that, you know, aren't really like fragrance enthusiasts or like hardcore into fragrances, you know, we want that kind of, you know, just like basic smelling type of fragrance.
Right.
Whereas, you know, somebody kind of like you that's more of like a fragrance connoisseur, you know, you're kind of looking for things that are a little bit more unique and different.
right.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
next up we have Explorer by Mont Blanc.
I like
Mont
the
Blanc.
name of that one, Explorer.
Explorer, yeah.
Kind of makes me think of like I'm like out in the African jungle.
Or really
Exploring.
anywhere. I mean, if you're on an adventure somewhere,
Sure.
sure.
I really like the opening to that.
There's so many bottles. I'm having to like work out the dry down from in between all these bottles on the table that you can't see.
This opening is really living up to that Explorer name.
Is it?
Yes, very much so.
Here's the dry down.
Oh man. You know, I really honestly thought that the Invictus one and
Missoni.
Missoni, you know, I didn't know if it could get any better than that. I'm gonna give it a 9.75.
9.75.
Almost perfect.
So that has a strong-ish similarity to Creed Aventus.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I can see why I would like it then.
Yeah. It's almost like Mont Blanc's take on the DNA. I just did a weird thing with my fingers. I was thinking of what I wanted to do. I was gonna do like this, and I just did a weird thing instead. It's similar. It's different, but similar. You know, and it does some things the same and some things different.
Yeah, I really like that one.
That's good.
It is darn near perfect.
Good for you. Good for you. So we have 3 left because, like I said, I technically have 11 here, not 10. This one is one of the newer ones that I have. It's L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme Shade of Lagoon.
That's an interesting name too. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like these ones that are kind of put me in mind of like
A place or a time.
yeah, or just like going on an adventure or
Okay. So here it is, the opening.
or being on a holiday. Yeah, I like this one too. I could see why I would be on this list.
And there's the opening. Or if the dry down, you already have the opening.
I knew what you meant. I like this one. I think I like some of the other ones better. Obviously, it's kind of be pretty hard to get more than a 9.75. I'm gonna give this one an 8.
An 8.
Yep.
To me, this one, the opening is like ambroxan, aquatic notes, citrus. It is on the basic side.
Yeah.
The opening to me is pretty pleasing. The dry down is pretty standard.
Yeah.
So like the dry down on that one doesn't really
That's why I think
do a
maybe it's
ton.
like the most basic one of the ones that I've smelled so far.
Could be. Yeah. I mean, some of these are like inspired by other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it straddles that line of basicness. All right, we're in the final 2 here. So this is Yves Saint Laurent Y Live. And I think, I've said this on my video, I reviewed this one. It's such a terrible name because it's spelled Y Live. So it's like the fragrance is like telling you, why live? Why even go on with today? Tomorrow won't be any better.
I mean,
Here's your dry down.
I almost like hate to give it, you know, a good score.
No,
because
it's Y Live is the name. It's just stupidly thought out. It's okay. You can't punish it for a really stupid name.
I know, it's not its fault.
Right, yeah, this didn't do anything.
It does smell really, really good though, honestly. Like, gosh, I don't know. I mean, the opening smells fantastic. The dry down smells pretty masculine. The opening smells pretty aquatic. Yeah,
Fresh kind of
your
deal.
sweet, fresh kind of thing. It smells really good.
Yeah. So that one is not yet out in America. That one I reviewed, I had to order it from Europe. And I said in the review that I think it's probably going to be a big hit in America because of the compliment factor that it has. Like when I wore that fragrance the first time is when I went and got my hair deed. And I got 2 compliments that day.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
And I can see
okay.
why. It smells really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 9.75. Really good.
To me, it's a little bit like they took the Invictus DNA and mixed it with the Yves Saint Laurent Y DNA and came up with that. So they kind of like took 2 big compliment getters and
Yeah,
mixed them together.
it smells really good. That one for me would be, you know, it would be worth purchasing, even if you couldn't get it in the United States yet.
It'll be out eventually. Now we're on to the last one. Very sad that we're at the end.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a throwback. This is Dunhill Icon Racing. So this fragrance, once upon a time, got hyped, right? And then it got forgotten. So it caught a lot of hype for about 1 week. And then afterward, everyone was like, forget that. So I kind of decided to throw this in here, bringing back a former hype beast.
Smells like bubble gum or something almost.
Yeah, that is in a lot of fragrance, like bubble gum sweetness. I was gonna do it again, but yeah.
It smells really good too. I really like this one.
Try down.
I could see why it got hyped for a week.
Yeah, that was about it.
The dry down is, you can still smell a little bit of the sweetness. I think this one, the dry down would.
You're really struggling with
I'm
that.
struggling with the dry down word.
Dry down word?
Yeah. Dry down words. This one I think would probably project more in the dry down because it
have a little more umph.
Yeah. I'm gonna give that, I don't know, this is so hard. It's such a tough one. I'm gonna give it an 8.75.
So we've come to the end of these 11 fragrances being rated.
Yep.
And now it's time to rank them.
All right.
Okay. So in first place, there's a tie between Explorer and YSL Why Live, Why Live. These both got 9.75, so you have to say which one is your favorite between these two. And if you need to, the tester strips are right there.
You know, I don't know. I think that I could probably pick without smelling Why Live.
Oh. So
Why Live.
the champion, Why Live / Why Live. So that means that Why Live is first, Mont Blanc Explorer second, which is really good showing for Explorer. Maybe slightly better than I thought it would do. Now I'm gonna check the other scores because there are a bunch of ties and I need to see which ones are battling for third, and then we'll have the top 3 and we'll be good. So actually, there's only a tie between 2 fragrances. It's a smaller tie than I thought originally. Between third place, it's either Missoni Parfum or Invictus Legend. Both of these got 9.5.
Yeah, I probably will have to smell those again.
Okay, so there's those and there's these.
I think I'm gonna have to pick Missoni.
Oh, Missoni, a surprise upset over Invictus Legend.
Yeah.
So this one, again, similar to Bleu de Chanel. Really quality fragrance, much more than you would expect. It comes with the magnetic cap, just like the Bleu de Chanel. Really good atomizer. Just a super versatile kind of scent. So that's gonna wrap up this rating battle video, whatever you want to call this, rating and ranking of versatile, compliment-getting fragrances, except for this one, which is maybe not so versatile, but I wanted to put it in anyway. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us through this battle video. Leave in the comments below which of these fragrances is your personal favorite, and we'll see you again next time with another fragrance video, right?
Yep.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.